We're living in a world right now where some people are so fucking stupid, you can't even have conversations with them anymore because that's how fucking dumb they are. You know how comedians sometimes talk about racial issues like black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, this and that? Why is it that some black women who work in telecommunications, they want to say some stupid motherfucking stereotypical shit like, sir, you don't have to be hostile? Let's talk about that today on the show. Just in case you want to know, I'm mixed minority. I'm half black, African American, half white, Caucasian. And I grew up in a very diverse community. And I've noticed over the years in terms of motherfucking stereotypes, you have some really stupid motherfucking stereotypes in this world. And we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about these topics unabashedly. We're going to cover this shit. We're going to talk about these motherfucking punk-ass bitches who work for these fucking companies, these stereotypes, and why they act the way they fucking do. So, I'm on the phone with this company, right? And I'm calling about an issue with one of my accounts. And so, I'm having a stern, firm conversation. My voice is at this level right here. Now, I'm podcasting. At this point, this is the 154th episode of C4CW, Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide podcast identification. I'm One Sir Grove. I'm your boy. If you're a fan, man, I appreciate you. So check it out, man. I'm speaking in this voice right here. Now, if you, the audience, were to be polled and someone were to ask you, hey, does Grove sound like he's screaming? 99% of you, rational, competent human beings, would say, no, Grove has an elevated voice because he's being firm and he's being stern. But he's not screaming into the microphone. Because as rational, competent, adult human beings, we understand it's not even a nuance. It's a fucking scientific difference between screaming, which is this, fuck you, bitch! And this, just talking like this, having an elevated voice, which is stern and firm. So why is it that black African American women who work at telecommunications companies, banks, and other companies, why is it that many of them, apparently in the 21st century, stereotypically, don't understand the difference between this voice right here, which they claim is a screaming voice. This is according to them, this is a screaming, hostile voice. Okay, if I'm giving a presentation with this voice, and I'm saying we need to reduce traffic congestion in the United States of America because you have stereotypes driving around, one hand on the phone, laughing it up, chuckling, ha 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 ha, social media, talking to their boyfriends, talking to their girlfriends. If I'm talking in this voice, according to those same black African American women, I'm screaming and I'm being hostile. Talking the way that I'm talking, in their fucking stupid motherfucking opinion, is that this is a screaming voice and I'm being hostile. You can't communicate any information to them because if you communicate with an elevated voice to be firm and stern in any way with them, you cannot have a rational conversation with these people because there is no oversight for them. There is nobody watching over them at these companies. They have a job in a fucking cubicle and an office where they can talk shit to you and they can talk shit to me. They can play their fucking manipulative mind games where they play the system. Now, keep in mind, I'm black African American, mixed Caucasian white. So I'm black African American mixed. And I'm saying to you, I don't understand what the motherfucking stereotype is all about. Other than to note that these women who tend to be black African American statistically, I'm not sure why this is the case, but in their worldview, in their mentality, they can sit behind a fucking goddamn telephone and they can talk shit to fucking me on the fucking goddamn phone and tell me that when I'm addressing an issue where they've charged me some shit that they shouldn't have fucking charged me, right? I'm like, yo, hey, I'm just calling in, want to discuss this. How you doing today? Sir, you don't have to be hostile. I'm not being hostile. I'm calling about my account where you stole money from me. Sir, you're going to have to calm down. You're going to have to stop screaming at me. And I'm like, I haven't screamed at you at all. I have a firm, stern voice because you fucking took money out of my account. You fucking robbed me, tried to. It's an attempted robbery. Basically, you pilfered my fucking funds. You're going to have to reverse them before I file some fucking paperwork against you. And here's the other thing. You're taking fucking time and money out of my schedule right now. So I'm losing money dealing with you on the phone. Sir, you don't have to scream at me. They obviously don't know the difference between screaming and a stern, firm voice. Now, how is it that these black African American women don't know the difference between a firm, stern voice and someone who's screaming? I can demonstrate it for any jury. I can demonstrate it for any juror. I can demonstrate it for any audience. It's really simple. We can bring in scientists and we can look at a decibel meter. This is a firm, stern voice. I can talk about any topic. People in the world need to stop child molestation. And it's my opinion that anyone who's a child molester should be put to fucking death and executed in public by the U.S. government if it happens in America, and that should be U.S. American law. Now, am I screaming when I say that? Did I scream when I said that? No, that's a firm, stern voice, right? Let's say these same black African American women, let's say I'm speaking on their behalf. In these neighborhoods where these black African American women live, whether it's an upscale, affluent community, whether it's some middle class community, whether it's some low income community, these black African American women, they need to be respected and they need to have respect. Now, same voice, same tone, same decibel. Men ought to respect these women. They ought to respect these black African American women. Am I yelling or screaming? No, it's the same voice, the same loudness, the same pitch, the same timbre, the same exact composite, every fucking thing. Am I screaming? No, because here's screaming. Fuck you, bitch! Suck a dick, you punk ass motherfucking bitch! That's screaming. You see the difference between screaming and a stern, firm voice? Do you understand? Of course you do. It's very clear to any rational, competent, adult human being. But apparently it's not to these black African American women. Because you can't have a conversation with the ones that I'm referring to. You see, I'm being very diplomatic. I'm not making a blanket statement or generalizing and saying it's all black African American women. No. And again, I'm black African American for any fucking racist profiler, would-be, person out there, individual, who's trying to, spin the story here. No, I'm not racist. I'm black African American. And I'm talking about black African American women and how statistically some of them tend to play fucking mind games on the phone, behind the phone, in their workplaces, and they seem to somehow, in some fucking parallel universe, outer limits, Twilight Zone, not understand the difference between a stern, firm voice, which is what I'm having right now. I'm being stern and I'm being firm. And a voice where somebody's actually screaming, which is like this. Fuck you, you stupid bitch! You see the difference? They apparently don't understand the difference. Somehow, some way, in their psyche, in their human brain wiring components of it all, the mechanisms that process information, apparently in some fucking, I don't know, outer limits scenario, Twilight Zone scenario, these black African American women I'm referring to, they don't know the difference between firm, stern voice and screaming, hostile voice. They don't know the difference. They just, I don't know. It's maybe their learning, process was somehow diminished or broken in the school that they attended or the classes that they had to take in order to work at these companies, the training programs. Maybe just across the board, the system failed them and they work at these companies and they're not properly trained. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just trying to use science and logic and to understand here and analyze how it is that all of these black African American women I'm referring to, how all of them somehow, some way scientifically don't know the difference between a stern, firm voice and a screaming, hostile voice. I guess they know all these other things, right? Like how to drive down the street, hold the phone in one hand, be on social media, fucking drive half the speed limit, right? And do the whole thing with the like Shaniqua, like head, bobble back and forth and fucking, we're not going to go there. You need to calm down, sir. You need to calm down. Yeah. So they can do all that stuff. They understand all that shit, all those stereotypes and all those mannerisms, right? Yeah. And you can say that I'm accosting black African American women, even though I've been very clear and very careful to point out that I'm referring to a certain group of black African American women who, for whatever reason in the world of science, do not understand. They, for whatever reason, do not understand the difference. They understand everything else. But they don't understand the difference between a firm, stern voice where somebody is addressing serious issues with those individuals and a screaming voice. They don't know the difference because they will say that this voice here is a screaming, hostile voice. And you see the irony? I'm addressing the behavior of a certain subset of the population, which happens to be statistically, probabilistically, black African American women who answer phones on behalf of companies and they start running their motherfucking mouths, talking a gang of shit when somebody is asking simple, valid, rational, valid, logical, valid, rational questions. Addressing serious issues regarding accounts, financial systems. When you ask these folks questions regarding serious issues as such pertain, all of a sudden, the automatic defense that goes out and up is this: sir, you don't have to be hostile. And it's really interesting that they're actually the ones being hostile. So, who's allowing this behavior at these companies? That's right, the companies that employ these black African American women. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's fucking absolutely astonishing. So now you have this culture of these black African American women. It's okay for comedians to talk about black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian. It's okay for them to do it, and it's okay for me to do it too. And that's why I'm addressing the issue in a firm, stern voice. You see, if I have something to address that pertains to one of my accounts, and I call in because it's cost me money, and I'm talking in a voice like this, which is how a manager talks to a subordinate when being firm and stern. This is how an executive manager talks to a subordinate when the manager is being stern and firm. This is how a leader talks to the people when a leader is being firm and stern. This is how an adult talks to his son or daughter when he or she, the adult, is being male, female, is being firm or stern. But when you talk to these black African American women who I'm referring to, and you use this same stern, firm voice, all of a sudden, automatically, you are labeled as being hostile, and you are labeled as screaming. You are characterized as screaming and hostile because you can't have a firm, stern conversation with those black African American women. You know why? They're fucking unprofessional. They're absolutely motherfucking goddamn unprofessional. And guess what? They're being employed at companies where it's okay for them to fucking talk shit to you on the fucking phone and tell you that you're being fucking hostile and that you're being fucking, that you're screaming at them. Yeah, you can't have conversations with some people anymore because when you do and you try to have a firm, stern voice, no, man, you can't do that anymore in some parts of society, human fucking dumbed down society. No, you can't do it in modern medieval society. No, because when you try to be firm and stern, when there's a serious situation and you're trying to address that situation, you can't be firm and stern anymore. No, you have to be mild, meek, like a mouse, like a church mouse. You have to be quiet. You have to pipe down. You need to tuck your tail. You need to shut the fuck up. And you need to play along with their mind games. You need to play along with their mind games. You need to get pushed around, bullied around, fucking toyed with. You need to get your time wasted. You need to hear this. This is what you need to accept. Sir, I'm just trying to help you, sir. Sir, you need to calm down, sir. Sir, you're being hostile. Sir, you're screaming at me. That's the new norm. That's the new norm when you address serious issues. And if you don't play along with these motherfucking punk ass bitches, if you don't fucking play along with their fucking psychotic mind games that they play at these piece of shit American fucking dick sucking corporations, if you don't play along with that, then they don't want to assist you, and they want to blacklist you in the system, and they want to fucking talk shit to you. That's what companies are doing in America now. That's what piece of shit American fucking corporations are doing right now. They're allowing these piece of shit ass motherfucking talking shit out the sides of their neck bitches, okay? Because that's what the fuck they are. They are in fact fucking bitches. They're talking shit at these corporations, and it's perfectly okay. Banks, fucking, telecommunications companies, internet service providers, you name it. And I don't know why, but statistically, a lot of these women, I don't know why, they happen to be black African American. Are they all black African American? No, they're not. Some of them are white. Some of them are Hispanic Latino. Some of them are male. Some of them are men. Some of them are not women. Some of them are Asian. Some of them are Hispanic, or whatever colors and shades and different lines of delineation, different types of humans, and whatever you refer to them as. They're not all black African American women, but a lot of them that I've spoken with have been and are. And it's really interesting how they, all of the aforementioned, regardless of color, hue, fucking shade, whatever, okay, in terms of your earthly colors that you paint for humans. Oh, this human is black. This human is white. This human is red. This human is yellow. Yeah, I don't know fucking why, but there tend to be a lot of black African American women statistically talking shit at these motherfucking dick-sucking American US-based fuckboy corporations. And guess what? The companies don't give a shit. That's why they employ these women. That's why they employ these people. Because it's perfectly okay in this wacky, fucked up universe that these stupid fucking lowbrow humans have created for themselves. Oh yeah, it's totally normal to call about a serious situation and start to address it. And when it comes out that you're being firm and stern, oh no, automatic defenses come up. Sir, you're gonna have to stop screaming at me. You're gonna have to lower the tone of your voice. Sir, you're getting an attitude with me. Sir, you're gonna have to stop screaming at me. So I told the motherfucking bitch like this. I said, I'm not screaming at you. I come from a background in law enforcement, national security. I'm a U.S. government civilian defense contractor. I've been involved in successful prosecutions of villains and bad guys and fucked up human beings. I'm being firm and stern with you. You fucking took money out of my account that you need to put back in immediately before I hit you with some goddamn fucking paperwork. Now, I'm being firm and stern. And by the way, I didn't use any profanity for the record, but I should have. And I should have recorded it, and I should have put it on motherfucking YouTube. So she tells me, sir, you're gonna have to stop screaming at me. I said I haven't screamed at you at all in this recorded conversation. Not one time. I haven't screamed at you. I've been firm and stern. There's a difference between screaming and being firm and stern. She asked me the same fucking questions a dozen times in a row, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I said to her, you've asked me those questions over and over again. My answer's not going to change. Sir, you need to stop being hostile. I said I'm not being hostile. How would you like to be motherfucking interrogated? Huh? How would you like me to ask you the same question over and over again? And each time you answer the question, I'm going to ask you again as if you didn't answer it fucking 6 times before or 12 times before. That's another thing that they do. Okay? So she asked me the same question 3 times. I pointed it out to her. I said, my time is valuable. You've already asked me that question 3 times in this recorded conversation. I've answered it the same way. She then says, but all I'm trying to figure out is, and then she asks the same question again. So you answer it again. She says, I know, I understand, but what I'm trying to figure out, and she asks the question again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This phenomenon of these stupid motherfucking people, man. Okay? These goddamn fucking heathens. What is this, Sodom and Gomorrah all over again? I told the motherfucking woman on the phone. I said, listen, I don't know what you're doing here other than I'm an intelligence analyst and I really actually do know what you're doing. You're a fucked up person. You're a fucked up human being and you're employed by a company that is a piece of shit company and you're a piece of shit and you're a piece of shit employee and you shouldn't be fucking employed at any company in customer service. You're a fucking piece of shit is what I should have said. Okay? Because I know exactly what she's doing. But I say to her, I said, I don't know what you're doing here, but I've answered your question. I'm busy. I'm at work. You're taking time out of my schedule. I had to call and address this issue that you caused. You took money out of my account. Wasn't supposed to come out of my account. I'm at work. I need to make money. And you're fucking stealing money from me. You're a stupid piece of shit fucking company that I really shouldn't be doing any fucking business with. So then she wants to go on, play her mind games, same stereotypical bullshit, black African-American woman on the phone talking fucking shit, asking the same questions over and over again. I'd love to sit with the executives from the company and sit there with the law firm and a legal group and, some people, man, in the general public that are taking note. And they can say, okay, she asked him the same thing 6 times in a row. And he said very firmly and sternly to her the same thing, responded, answered her question, said it again, the same exact way, same tone. He answered her question 12 fucking times. Why does she keep then saying, yeah, but the thing that I'm trying to figure out is, did you do this? And they're like, yeah. And now they're on my side. Yeah, bitch, he did. And he fucking told you. Now they're yelling. And they're actually yelling at you. Okay? They're not even being firm and stern. They're sick and tired of your motherfucking mouth because you're a punk ass bitch. You're talking shit. You're getting a paycheck to be fucking a shit talking ass bitch. And you're working for American fucking companies representing America. And you're a fucking stereotype. And I made my motherfucking point. I called you to address an issue. You think that nobody's ever going to find out about your bullshit. I expose you to the world in a podcast. Anybody calling in can hear and tell who the fuck you are, and they know exactly how you behave and you operate. Can't have conversations with motherfuckers like you anymore. No, you can't. You know why? You're unprofessional. You're incompetent. You shouldn't be fucking employed in any customer service role. You do not provide customer fucking service. You're a motherfucking punk ass bitch, which you absolutely motherfucking are. You absolutely, by all definition, are 100%. And everybody in the world knows it. And if it weren't for someone like me taking a stand, standing up, going against the grain, doing what's fucking right. Like I said, man, I'm black African American, mixed. Okay? These women I'm referring to, for some reason, I don't know why, statistically, a lot of them tend to be black African American women. And the companies that they work for are piece of shit companies that apparently have no oversight because I'll tell you what, you come to work for my company and you work in customer service for my company and I listen in on your conversations. The very first time somebody calls my company and you're the customer service representative and I listen in forensically on the conversation, and the client asks a question in a firm, stern voice, the very motherfucking nanosecond, you bitch, you fucking punk ass bitch, say some shit like, sir, ma'am, you don't have to be hostile. You're being hostile and you're screaming at me. You're fucking fired, bitch. You're motherfucking goddamn fired from my company. You're a motherfucking piece of shit. You're a fucking low-life, dirty fucking dirtbag scum bitch is what you are. Okay? Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You're absolutely a fucking low to the ground piece of shit. Fucking dirtbag, scummy fucking bitch. You talk to me like that, man? You're fucking lucky that I'm a nice guy and that I'm diplomatic and that I come from a background in law enforcement. You motherfucking punk ass bitch and all you bitches like you. You notice how I'm addressing my issue in the open air on podcast? I don't make threats. I address issues and I bring it to the public's attention so that somebody says, you know what? He's absolutely correct. Hey, someone might try to play the race card. You're being racist. You said the black African Americans are all like that. All black African American women, even though I never said that. But of course, there are people out there that will try to spin this story, right? Somebody out there is going to be like, you know what? I relate to this guy. Why are these black African American women working at these companies saying that shit to people on the phone when they're simply calling about serious issues with regard to accounts? And these women, the very first thing they say is, sir, you're being hostile. You don't need to be hostile. You're screaming at me. And they obviously know the difference between a firm, stern voice and what is screaming. They obviously do. And you know they do. And even though they do, despite the fact that they do, instead of being diplomatic and instead of saying, I understand that you're having a firm, stern voice. I understand that if it were the other way around and you were defending me, you were like, black African American women, they need to be respected by their men. When I say it in that voice, which is the same voice, it's okay. But when I call you and I say, you're taking money out of my account, you're stealing money from me, I don't know why you're doing it, and then you ask me fucking questions over and over again that I've answered the same way every time, and you're wasting my time, and you're telling me that I'm screaming at you on the phone, you're a motherfucking low-to-the-ground dirtbag fucking scummy bitch. You know that you are, and you know you have no fucking place at that company, and you know that you're gaming the system. You're getting a paycheck to work at a piece of shit U.S. American corporation where there's zero oversight, and they obviously have no qualms about employing you. They have no qualms about employing you. These dirtbag U.S. American scumbag corporations have no qualms about employing dirtbag scumbags like you. Fuck you, bitch.